For 2 years now, Theresa May has promised that Brexit means Brexit, that Britain's taking back control of laws, money and borders. But what we've seen is indecision, infighting, resignations and rebellion. So what if this headline was true and Britain does leave the European Union without a deal? How will that affect everybody in Britain?
After all, this is an island nation, reliant on the flow of trade in and out of the country. So even if we continue to get our flowers tariff-free from Holland, there's no guarantee that customs officials on the other side of the channel will do likewise for our goods and our services. And that ultimately is the crux of the matter. Theoretically, life could just carry on as it has done in the past, but there's no domestic legal obligation for it to do so if we leave the EU without any kind of a deal. That means lots of uncertainty, which is why businesses are likely to cut back on investment and why the pound is likely to take another tumble, with implications for everything we buy.
No deal poses a huge challenge to the delivery of fresh medicines to hospitals and pharmacists, particularly time and temperature-sensitive products like insulin, crucial to the daily lives of more than 400,000 British diabetics, including the Prime Minister. But almost all of it is manufactured and imported from Europe. It's among the 75 million medicines that pass back and forth from the continent every month, and why ministers are planning to stockpile to make sure no one goes short.
What if you're one of the 1.2 million UK nationals living, working or studying on the other side of the Channel? Or one of the 3 million EU citizens in the UK? Will you be able to continue? A lot of work had gone into guaranteeing reciprocal rights for EU and UK citizens. But with no deal, it'll be up to individual countries to negotiate their positions. Don't worry, we're not going to have mass deportations. But people could have to get visas to travel, permits to work, and could face increased bureaucracy to stay on. And there's lots of worry about access to areas like healthcare and benefits. This isn't reality yet, but people are being warned life could get more complicated.
No deal is better than a bad deal was the Prime Minister's mantra before the plans for stockpiles, not just for medicines but for foods too, before the plans to turn a 13-mile stretch of the M20 into a giant lorry park for 2,000 vehicles, before the plans of the Customs Department essentially not to enforce border checks in order to keep traffic flowing, whilst Brexiters argue that all this is the same old scare stories, that they omit that no deal could mean no £40 billion Brexit bill. Negotiators don't want no deal, but by default, or even by accident, it could be where we're heading.